What's up, guys? CJ here, and welcome back to another all-new episode of Hybrid TV, a podcast where we talk about really anything that pops up on that magic box that you pray to every evening. I'm joined, as always, by the usual suspects. Will?
Hey, what's poppin'?
That's something that I haven't heard before. You feeling okay?
You don't listen to enough Cardi B, my dude.
I don't at all. I mean, it's playing in
Bodak
Yellow is playing in PacSuns now, which is cool, I guess. Definitely what she envisioned. And of course, Tim is here as well. How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing fine.
You're doing fine?
Yep.
Just fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hopefully this is gonna turn your day around. Fingers crossed.
I'm coming off of Tuesday, my hectic day. Now that I just started getting scheduled more at my job for that.
Ooh.
And I have top 5 due today. I have Team Flare stuff. Have to do the review of The Gift the night before. It gets hectic.
I believe it. I mean, but you're doing a great job so far. First week of the new format. We're gonna start out in the beautiful Big Apple, the city of New York, where Tim is right now, and where Tim was last weekend at New York Comic Con. One of the things that was a big surprising event was the Runaways panel turned out to be the premiere for the Runaways pilot episode. Tim, you were in the audience.
I kind of expected it just because of the time they had listed for the panel on it.
This is an hour and a half.
And I, for one, am super salty I couldn't attend.
Like, Marvel always shows something at one of their panels.
Tim, what did you think of episode 1 of Runaways? What did you think?
I thought it was pretty solid. They kept a lot of elements from the original Brian K. Vaughan run. Obviously, they added a lot to it and they changed a bunch of stuff too because
Molly's Latino
originally
and a teenager
they had it
now.
so that like all the kids like they all went to like separate schools, only saw each other once a year. Now they all go to the same school. Molly's older, but she still acts the same.
She's an older Latina girl now.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, but
that part, like, it's fine with that. The weird part is that everyone still treats her like she's super young compared to them, even though she goes to the same school as them.
That's a little odd.
Maybe there's a backstory to that they haven't explained yet.
I would bet on that.
I don't know if I want to give something away with her backstory that I found weird with it.
Like
a minor spoiler for the episode.
Yeah, I'd say we hold off on that till the show.
Because that's not coming out for another little while. So maybe just sit on that.
Because she says it like in passing in one scene, in a change to her backstory.
So some changes to be expected.
Yep.
So you've.
But yeah, it was pretty solid so far. But yeah, it keeps the spirit of the original run, but it changes a bunch to streamline it to a degree.
The weird thing is, a lot of people said, "Oh, there's Marvel being SJWs again." I'm like, do you not remember the originals? It's kind of that's what they look like.
Oh,
yeah. It was
don't worry about it, guys. If it's following the original run, there will be some demonization down the line.
Yeah, like
get ready.
In one of the baffling choices that when I read Runaways, I have no idea why they decided to go that route with it.
Yeah, I definitely would be interested to see just how faithful they stick to the run, especially if they have visions of this show going more than like one season, which I'm sure everyone does.
I mean,
when they start a project like this.
I really have to imagine that Alex, they're just gonna flat out change his entire storyline.
You think they would?
I
think they would, because people would get upset if they don't.
Oh, but yeah, they would. Now that I think about it, because I'm thinking back to the story. Yeah, I'm like, but that'd be a cool thing to see. But they want to keep people watching it.
So Tim, you've now seen the Runaways. You also are the guy reviewing The Gifted for us Monday nights. Our review usually goes up right around like 11ish, right after that show kind of finishes airing. How would you compare the two? They similarly have like young casts. They feature, I mean, they're both of course set kind of loosely in the Marvel universe, one being Fox, one being Runaways. Is there any comparison there? Is there any that you would take, just a couple of episodes now into the Gifted versus the first pilot episode of the Runaways? Which would you say you prefer?
They both have sword of mutants.
There's not a huge amount to compare between the two at this point. I mean, there's only 2 teenage characters on The Gifted.
That's true.
And they don't focus that heavily on like their lives as teenagers or whatnot. Like the one thing that we see of them is them going to the dance where his powers activate, and then the plot starts after that.
Yeah, that's true. I kind of, maybe the more apt comparison, I mean, no one's seen Cloak and Dagger yet, but that was kind of, I've got listed here in my notes, Runaways versus Cloak and Dagger versus The Gifted, all at least loosely dealing with teen characters. We
haven't heard anything about Cloak and Dagger since that trailer dropped, early this year. It's just
2018. I thought I'd hear more about Cloak and Dagger. When does that even come out?
2018.
Yeah.
Question mark.
2018, okay.
Yeah.
No date
That's probably
given.
why I haven't heard about it yet, because next thing down the docket is Runaways.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep. And that comes out. Do
November.
they have a premiere date for that?
November 21st.
All right. I was gonna say 21st.
So next month, getting there.
I am much excited to see my babies.
One thing I found out at the panel is that episode 2 is basically episode 1, but from the Pride's perspective.
That's kind of cool.
I mean, that'd be interesting because I don't think we got that much of a look into kind of the Pride story in the original comics. If I remember
that's
right.
one thing that they said at the panel, that unlike the comics, with the show, they're going to explore the Pride side of things too, and try to make it so that there aren't any real villains in the season.
Please ask us your questions. Use the hashtag AskHybridTV in the comment section down below so we can find it. You can also ask them on SoundCloud or on Twitter. Of course, our full episodes are on SoundCloud. And if you have a discussion topic that you would like us to discuss, hit us up using Ask Hybrid TV as well. We're always looking for things to talk about. So we don't just have to talk about news and Szechuan sauce every week. But hey, I can talk about Szechuan sauce all day. And Tim will still get a word in edgewise somewhere in there, or he'll try.
Woo!
All right, guys. Do you guys have any parting thoughts? And where can the people find you on the social medias?
Do your thing, Tim.
Speak your truth.
They can find me on Twitter at Aussie Dragoon.
And Will?
They can find me on YouTube at Will the Greatest.
Will the Greatest. You can find me on Twitter at CJ Pascal, and kind of a variation of those things on all the other networks. I guess that about does it for us here. Don't forget to ask those questions and submit discussion topics using the hashtag AskHybridTV. Signing off for Will and Tim, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.